morning, everyone. It is April 12th, 2022. My name is Pamela Dixon. I'm an Oblate associate. I live here in Ottawa, Ontario, and I go to Canadian Martyrs Parish. So we continue again on our reflection journey during Lent, and I say peace be with you. So the readings for today, I had some takeaways. Isaiah starts with one of my most favorite sayings. Yahweh called me in the womb. Before my birth, he called my name. And then in John's gospel, we get the mention of the Passover meal, where Jesus indicates that he knows that he will be betrayed. The disciples do not know who it is. Jesus gives a sign that it will be Judas who will be his betrayer, and still the disciples do not understand. Judas leaves, and Jesus explains that he is going to a place that the disciples cannot follow. He is leaving them. And we close the reading by hearing that Peter will disown Jesus 3 times before the cock crows. So what I take away from the readings today is that God knows us. He knows us before we were born. He knows our actions, our words, and our thoughts. We can choose and decide what we do with our lives, and all through that, Jesus loves us. The gospel highlights 2 things for me. The first being that Jesus knew that Judas was going to betray him, yet he still loved him. And the second thing is how sin can be so unexpected in our lives. In the first point, we have to remember that Jesus chose Judas to be a disciple. There was something within Judas that Jesus saw that made him extend the invitation to discipleship. And Jesus' love was so great that during the meal, he felt tremendous concern over Judas's betrayal. And throughout that meal, he showed, and perhaps throughout the journey, Jesus showed Judas nothing but love. He was love even in the moment at the meal that he handed him the bread. And Jesus was also in control of that situation and knew that his crucifixion was to be fulfilled. Jesus saw the cross not as a punishment, but it was a glory. It was a love revealed to his followers in a new way, both to the tribes of Israel and to the Gentiles. So how does the meal highlight sin? Well, Judas watched all of Jesus' miracles and heard all his stories and journeyed with him for 3 years, and still he was not ready to believe that Jesus was the salvation. Jesus' outpouring of love did not reach Judas's heart, and Judas's heart already had the seeds of betrayal within them. And he chose to reject Jesus, even having Jesus as an example. So Judas did not trust what needed to be done, and he began to plan his ways for what had to be done. And at the end of the gospel, we hear that Peter will also reject Jesus. However, Peter's rejection is more in the moment and not planned. Peter repents, but Judas does not. So Judas acts as a warning then for all of us. We're to examine our motivations in following Jesus and realize that there may be hypocrites among us in the faithful. And Judas also shows us that Jesus continually gives us opportunities to accept, to receive his love. We just have to accept it. By the end of the gospel, Jesus asks his disciples to be known for their love of each other. That by their faith, they will know each other, much like we are known in the womb by name. We need to share Jesus' love. Then we will truly be light to the nations in even the remotest part, as Isaiah says. Share love today, my brothers and sisters. Let us celebrate all that we have and we are. Take care.